It was a crisp, cloudless day, but as millions of New Yorkers made their way to work, an anomaly. Black smoke billowing out from one of the World Trade Center towers. News reports speculated the cause to be an errant plane. Then, 17 minutes later, another airplane slammed into New York's iconic Twin Towers. It wasn't a coincidence. Within the next half hour, the true gravity of the situation began to grip the country. At 9:08, the FAA banned all flights going through New York airspace. Moments later, reports on the cause: hijacked planes, terrorism, and the culprit, someone named Osama bin Laden. Manhattan sealed off while F-16s buzzed the skyline. At the White House, an emergency meeting, but the president was in Florida, reading My Pet Goat to elementary school children. At 9:29, George W. Bush addressed the nation.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
But the tragedy was far from over. 2 more hijacked planes were approaching Washington, D.C. At 9:37, another plane, American Airlines Flight 77, crashed into the Pentagon. The White House and Capitol building are evacuated. At 9:45, all airplanes flying in the United States are ordered to land. Then, at the peak of a national panic, the unthinkable. The South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. Broadcast on live TV, the destruction shocks the nation. Minutes later, a 4th plane, United Airlines Flight 93, crashes in Pennsylvania. At 10:28, an hour and 42 minutes after being struck by American Airlines Flight 11, the North Tower collapses. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld orders the U.S. military to DEFCON 3, just a step away from nuclear war. By the end of the day, 2,997 people were dead, more than 6,000 people injured. At what became to be known as Ground Zero, the president promised the nation someone would pay.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
In the days, weeks, and months following the incredible events of 9/11, the United States was gripped by sorrow, fear, and anger. Warnings of heightened terror alerts featured regularly on nightly news programs. President Bush declared a war on terror. U.S. officials ordered an unprecedented expansion of the U.S. security state, and a brutal military campaign was waged in Afghanistan and later Iraq. Now, 20 years later, what can be said of the victims of 9/11? The civilians killed, the heroes who died trying to save them, and the victims of U.S. wars, allegedly fought to avenge their tragic deaths. In the end, perhaps the haunting legacy of 9/11 is that for many people, the tragedy never really ended. Brian Dorman, CGTN.